What it do? It's your homie DJ Young Samm, aka Got Damn Samm, and right now you're tuned in to the Old Me Died podcast. Shout out to the elite ones, because we are the champs, the ones that's tuned in right now. I'm talking about you. Yes, sir, man. Let's get it. My message today is build the habit first and then worry about taking it to the next level. When I say that, man, I mean start taking baby steps. A lot of times we jump out there, let's start off with weight loss. So weight loss is a whole journey within itself. I know it personally because I was 215 pounds. Now I'm about 190, 189. But the thing about it is, man, the way I started my weight loss journey, it wasn't an easy thing. Like, I had to basically take baby steps at everything. So my first thing I conquered was going out to the park, making sure I walk or run every day. At least about 5 times a week, no less than 3 times, but I tried to do it damn near every day. And once I finally built up that muscle, the way I love going to the park every day, then I started jogging and I started focusing on how can I, run without stopping the whole first mile. And as I was running, trying not to stop the whole first mile, I had days where I'd be like, man, I'm tired, I gotta stop. And I would just stop. But as I kept showing up to the park every day, every week, I started realizing, hey, I'm running this whole first mile without stopping. And that was right there, me taking baby steps, starting just getting myself familiar with the habit first, falling in love with the habit, and then next, now my new thing is putting on muscles. So now as I put on muscles, I have to make myself, after I do the run and conquer that, now I gotta come back and do push-ups, do some weights. When it came to working out muscles, I pretty much started doing 5 exercises a day. If I can do 20 reps of 5 exercises a day, I know that I'll be on a good start to actually building muscle. And as I started doing it more and more, I started realizing, okay, I can do a good 10 push-ups. Then I was like, okay, I can do 15. Then now, I can do 30 at one time. And then, okay, I even got up to 50. So it's like the slow progress at the point of me saying, okay, I'm just going to do 5 exercises. The average person ain't doing no exercising. If you could just show up and say, I'm just going to do 5 exercises, that's it, every day for the next 30 days, I guarantee you're going to see a whole different change. So that's the message, man. Small goals first. That means you have to fall in love with the habit first. It's crazy that I always say this podcast because this podcast is like a major thing in my life because it's almost like self-therapy, but it's also things that I've learned along the way, books and everything. And it's like when I sit down in this chair and I dedicate my 10 minutes or whatever to giving out this information, I'm doing myself a healthy, great deed because I'm showing myself that, hey, you can show up for yourself. You're not even getting paid for this now. And it can be bigger. But at the same time, it's like I conquered the habit of sitting down and shooting the film. My whole thing with this podcast was to shoot enough episodes because if I can shoot enough episodes, that means I'm going to be eager to put those episodes out. Before I even gave y'all one episode, I had already stacked up a bunch of episodes ahead of time just so I can stay on top of my game. And so if I have weeks where I'm not able to film, I make sure that I have something to fall back on. So that's the whole thing, man. It's about consistency, man. Like, you're going to have to show up. You're going to have to break the bad habits or whatever. Like, let's just say when it came to food, we can go back to weight loss. When it came to food, I told myself, I said, I'm going to become a vegetarian for a month because I knew I didn't eat vegetables or anything prior to me losing weight. So I said, I'm going to do vegetarian for a whole month. And I did vegetarian for a whole month. And after I did it, I was like, okay, I haven't had any type of chicken, beef, or none of that. I didn't eat pork. I had been left pork alone. Like, that's one of the worst things you can be eating right now is pork. But we'll get more on that. But I didn't eat pork. So I was porkless, no chicken, no beef. So By me doing that, I started realizing my body was changing. I started feeling differently or whatever. So once I did vegetarian for a whole month, I said, okay, I'll just bring back fish, shrimp, and seafood basically. And then I started realizing, okay, as I redid my research, okay, this is a pescatarian diet. And I stuck with pescatarian for 3 years. 3 years being a pescatarian, like everything I like, I'm eating at vegan trucks. I'm eating at Soul Food Vegan. Shout out Soul Food Vegan, man. Y'all gotta check him out. He got good vegan food. But I started just experimenting. Then even at my house, I would try different alternatives. Like I wanted tacos, so I would do meatless grounds, which is a bunch of grounded up chickpeas. And if you season them good enough, they'll taste like tacos. But to the average person, you know, when you used to the ground beef and the grease and everything like that, this is what you're used to, so you have to break that habit. So I broke myself of those habits of eating bad things. So therefore, once I started adding new things to my diet and experimenting with this pescatarian, I started realizing I wasn't missing out on anything when it came to eating things. And my main thing with me was I ate a lot of sweets. I ate a lot of chili dogs and burgers and pizza and cheese and everything. Like I had a real bad eating habit. So that was the main reason for me to just make myself go cold turkey and say vegetarian for a month, because it was just time. And I don't know what came over me at that time. I don't know what really came over me was I started wearing clothes in Zara. And every time I go to Zara, I try to get a size 36. And you could never find a 36, or H&M. You couldn't find a 36 because the 36 is always gone. Somebody's always wearing a 36. So once I got myself down to a 34, I started realizing, hey, you can even dress better. When you overweight, man, you can't even dress properly. Like, you got to go get your clothes made. Certain places don't carry things that you wear. Like, so that was one of my main things. I had to get myself right. I wanted to be the flyest DJ out here. I had to be fresh. So I had to make sure that I got my body right, man. So I want you to take this message and I want you to apply it to everything. So that means if you're trying to start a podcast and you haven't even uploaded your first episode, get yourself into the habit of just sit down in front of the camera and talk. Get comfortable with that. If you want to be a rap artist, go to the studio, get you some studio time, and just keep showing up to the studio rapping. Keep rapping. Once you get the habit of getting the work down, then you can worry about, okay, let me figure out the business side of things. But you can't sit up here and try to tackle everything at once. So you're going to have to take small steps to get to your goals. And that's the message, man. We're going to make sure that we create small habits that can lead us to big habits and big goals. Let's get it.